deepening our breath, but noticing those little sensations that come along when we deepen the breath. So the breath is intimately linked to our awareness, trying to keep that channel open of observation, watching the body, watching the breath, trying to stay focused. You will get distracted and you will lose this focus. What is not important, how many times you lose it. What is important is how often you can remember by yourself to come back to it. I am here to remind you, but you'll have to keep reminding yourself also. So let's begin our practice with the sound of an Om together. So wherever you are, use an inhale and come all the way up to a standing position. Feet together, hands together, lower your chin, close your eyes. Deep inhale. Om. Have a great practice, folks. Release the hands to the side of the body. This is Samasthiti or Tadasana. It's our entry point to all the other standing poses we're about to do. You can have your feet literally touching through the big toes, or you can have a little bit more space between the ankles and separate the feet. Now feel the hard floor below so that you can engage the legs of the muscles to create that foundation, so that we can use the connection in your legs, that foundation, to find that neutral pelvis by either bringing your navel in towards the back of the body, or feel the back of the body where your sacrum and your tailbone is going down towards the heels. We keep that neutral pelvis for the rest of the practice. Those ribs just above the stomach draw in. You're gazing straight forward. You can hear the sound of your breath. We're going to start to move now. Staying active in your legs. Inhale, lift up through your arms. Keeping your legs strong. Exhale, fold down, hands to the floor. Same action in your legs. Inhale lifts up your chest and chin. And put your hands down. Exhale back to plank position. Low plank position, and come all the way down to the floor for the first one. Point your toes back. Hands just behind your armpits. Inhale, come up with bent arms, or if it's appropriate, come all the way up to straight arms. And then exhale, press back to your downward dog. And then stay there. And work on the breath. Work on the length and the depth and the smoothness. Breath that creates sensations for your awareness to notice. So when you pay attention to the breath, it keeps you more subtle with your body. Now finish this next exhale with your knees bent. Look forward. Inhale, step or jump back to the feet and create that little lift up with your chest and chin. Strong legs. Exhale, fold down into the legs. Press into the floor. Inhale, lift the spine, raise the arms along the way, maybe hands together. Exhale down to Samasthiti or Tadasana, where we started from. Again, number 2, inhale, lift through the arms. Exhale, forward bend down the front of the legs. Inhale, take a little lift up from the legs. Now use your hands to exhale your feet back. Bend the elbows, lower down, finding that neutral pelvis. Inhale, lift only the upper body, and then press back with the lower body. Roll over the toes. Maybe you separate the feet a little bit more, but the hands still stay at that shoulder distance apart. For 1, fingers are spread, with either your first or middle finger pointing straight forward. 2, arms are straight, but have a little micro bend in that elbow joint. 3, turn your upper arm, your bicep, up to the ceiling, or the outer arm, your tricep, down towards your mat. For doing all that to spread your shoulders, spread your back. Now bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump there. Lengthen the spine and lift it. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale, when you lift up, keep the belly lifted up and in, raise the arms. Exhale, release the arms. Number 3, just like that. Inhale, lift through the arms. Exhale, fold forward at the hip. Then inhale, lift the spine up in space. Hands are the foundation. Exhale down to that low plank, or maybe lower to the belly position. Reset. Inhale, hear the sound as you lift. Exhale, hear the sound as you fold. Listen to the sound and create the same sound inhaling or exhaling. 1. Breathe at your own pace when I count. 2. 3. 4. Longer, better breaths. 4, taking 1 more. And then finish here with your knees bent. Back to moving. Inhale to step or jump. Plant the feet, lift the spine. Exhale, fold down to the legs. Inhale, keeping neutral pelvis. Lift all the way up, arms extend. Neutral pelvis, exhale, Samasthiti. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift through the arms. Exhale, lower the hands to the floor along the sides of the pinky toes. Inhale, lift through the front body. Maybe the hands come up, but plant the downs first. Exhale, feet back, lower down. Spread the fingers. Inhale, lift the shoulders above the wrist bones. Exhale, hips up, roll over the toes, lower the head. 1, keep your eyes open. 2, especially when you go upside down. 3, think of your sight as a laser. Focus the beam on one point. 4, 1 more. You take that 5th exhale, bend the knees, and look to where you're going to jump. Inhale, jump there. And then lift through the chest and chin. Exhale, lower the head towards the feet. Inhale, rise up, lift the arms, lift the gaze, look up at the hands. Exhale, look straight forward as the arms come down. Last one, number 5. Inhale, up. Exhale, on the way down the legs. Inhale, a little up. Plant palms, exhale, legs back, and lower all the way down. Reset the foundation. Inhale as you lift up. And exhale as you fold back. Holding for that count of 5. We're at 3. 2. 1, get ready to move. Inhale, step, jump, and lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, releasing, where we started from, Samasthiti. Surya Namaskara B just gets a little bit longer. As you bend your knees, inhale up through the arms. Exhale down as you straighten your legs. Inhale, that little lift and lengthen through the spine. Plant palms, exhale, step or jump down to that low plank, maybe belly position, reset. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, folding at the hip. Turn the left foot out, step the right foot forward. And inhale as you lift through the body, raise the arms, look up at the thumbs. And then on the exhale, release the hands down, step back to your plank, and lower with that neutral pelvis. Inhale, lift through your back bend. Exhale, fold back at the hip. Now pivot the right, step your left. Inhale all the way up into your left side. Exhale down and leave the left side, neutral pelvis. Inhale as you lift your upper body. Exhale, fold back and stay. And slow down the breath. Remember, it's a breathing practice. Move away from your yangness of how hard you're working. Yes, your muscles are active, but there are other ones that are relaxing. So it's a mix of both, little yin, little yang. Take one more breath. Bend the knees as you exhale. Inhale back to the feet to that little lifted spine. Exhale down into the fold. Drop your hips. Inhale, lift your arms. And exhale to stand. Sama Sthiti, Utkatasana. Bend the knees. Inhale, arms up, lifting. Exhale, folding down, hands down, Uttanasana. Inhale, that Urdhva, lifting the face position. Plant palms, exhale, jump back and down to Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, lifting the face. Exhale, Adho Mukha, lifting the hips. Turning your left foot, stepping your right foot. Inhale, lifting the body and raising both arms. Exhale, hands are the foundation to step back to plank. Low plank with neutral pelvis. Press down to inhale, lift. Exhale, fold back. Pivot, step into your left side, and inhale when you're lifting in space. Exhale as you go down in space, keeping the connection in your core into that low plank position. Inhale, press the feet to lift the shoulders. Exhale, press the hands to lift your hips. And stay. Say 3. It's a real slow 5 count, this one. 2. Finish with your knees bent. Look forward. Inhale, step or jump to plant the feet and lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold down to your straight and active legs. Then bend the knees, lower your hips. Inhale, lift through the arms. Exhale, stand tall. Release the arms. Last one, bend, lower the hips. Inhale, up through the arms. Exhale as you fold down your legs. Inhale, lengthen from navel, chest through chin. Plant palms, exhale, jump back, lower down, keeping neutral pelvis. Inhale, lift through the back bend. Exhale up into the forward bend. Pivot the left. Inhale as you step the right and lift up through the arms. Exhale, release the arms, step the foot, lower down, neutral pelvis. Press down, inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold at the hip. Other side, pivot. Inhale as you step your left foot, lift through the arms. And then exhale all the way back down into the low plank. Exhaling all the way down. And then inhale, take lift. Exhale, fold back. Now stay. 3. Take one more breath. Finish with the exhale, knees bent, look forward. Next inhale, step, jump, plant the feet and lift up. Exhale, fold down. Lower your hips. Inhale, arms up, Utkatasana. Exhale to release, Sama Siti, a pair of standing poses. Inhale, separate your feet the width of your hips. Exhale, fold forward at the hip, grab your big toes. Inhale, you keep your chest and your chin up. Then with the legs active, exhale, bend the elbows as you fold down the rest of the way, Padangusthasana. For 1, same action in the legs, engaging the thigh, lifting the kneecap. 2, action would feel like the back of the thigh is slowly opening, pressing to the wall behind you. 3, with that inner rotation, the inner thighs are separating. Outer thighs are moving out. 4, all those actions to spread and create space in the pelvic floor. Take one more breath. And finish that next exhale. So on the next inhale, lift up through the chest and chin. Exhale there. Use your inhale to take the hands from the front of the feet, slide them under the toes, so the toes touch the wrist, and exhale, fold down into the second set, Pada Hastasana. Same actions. 1. Same breath. 2. Resist the urge to close your eyes, keep them open. 3. Focus the gaze at one point and stare at it. 4, take in one more. Finish the exhale. Next inhale, lift up the chest and chin. Exhale there, release the hands from the feet. Inhale, lift your spine up. And exhale back into Samasthiti. Next grouping of positions, we're going to be turning to your right side. So turn 90 degrees to face the right side, and then separate your feet the length of one of your legs for Utthita Trikonasana. On an inhale, we're going to raise our arms parallel. You have now your right foot pointing to the back of your mat, your left foot pointing at the right edge of the mat. Now exhale, reach for that back wall. So reach over your stable right leg, and then lengthen the hand down towards your right big toe, inner ankle, inner shin. Top arm is extending straight up from the shoulder. Gaze has turned to look up at the top thumb. And for 1, we are equally pressing into both feet. 2, with just a little micro bend in the front knee. 3, using the legs in a way that we feel length and space along the sides of the ribs. 4, this length through the sides of the ribs all the way up to the shoulders. Take in one more and finish the exhale. Next inhale would bring you into an upright position. You would turn your right foot to the right side, left foot to the front, and then exhale, extend your left arm over that front leg, lower the hand below the shoulder, raise your top hand above the top shoulder. Same actions. 1, breath with sound. 2, expanding the ribs of the back. 3, notice how you don't like to close your eyes in this position. You like to keep them open. Why is that? 4, take in one more. Finishing that 5th exhale. Come up with that next inhale. Now turn from the right side, so you turn all the way around now and face the back edge of the mat. Maybe you're looking at the wall behind you. You got your left arm in the air, your hips squared, With your back foot in at 45 degrees, exhale, take a forward bend down with your left hand to the floor so it's on the inside of the foot or the outside of the pinky toe. Lift your opposite right shoulder. Lift up the right arm. And gaze maybe up towards the top thumb for 1. Or maybe just to that side wall for 2. Just don't strain your neck for 3. Being stable through the legs, so have the freedom to make little micro adjustments so you're not shaking too much. 4, take 1 more. And look down on that 5th exhale. Come up with your inhale. Now pivot on the 2 feet so we turn all the way around where the whole upper body is now facing the front edge of the mat. Right arm is lifted. And from there, just take an exhale and a forward bend down with the right hand. Inner foot or outer foot. Inhale, lift the opposite arm and shoulder. And maybe take the gaze up for 1. Anchor through the back heel for 2. So in other words, move your bum towards the back edge of the mat for 3. Press into the bottom hand to feel the lift in the top hand for 4. Take 1 more. And then look down on the exhale. Lift up, inhale. And hop, step, jump forward to Samasthiti, exhale. Good, let's do another pair just like that. Turn to your right. Inhale, take a wider step and then lift the arms parallel to the floor. Right foot turns 90 degrees to the back edge. And then keep your left foot pointing at the right edge. Now take an inhale, draw the navel in, and then start to bend your right knee. And either lower your right elbow to the right knee, you can stay up high, or if you go down, go on the outer edge of the leg. So the hand is going towards the floor on the outside of the foot. The floor is too far, put a block under the hand. Reaching the top arm for 1. So the top arm would be reaching over the back edge of the mat for 2. So that whole left edge of your body is being lengthened from the back foot to the top hand for 3. Uttita Parsva Konasana for 4. Take 1 more. Then on that next inhale, you lift up by straightening the right leg, turn the right foot to the right side, turn your left foot to the front. Exhale, start to track the left knee over the left ankle, lowering the left arm to your appropriate height. Now let's extend the right side for 1. Noticing the effect on your breath for 2. The gaze is the top hand in the air for 3. Lifting the ribs of the back. 4, taking 1 more. Then on that next inhale, you come up. Then like our last twist, you got to turn your upper body from the side, turn to face the back of your mat. Bend your right knee, and you can even lift up the back heel or have the whole sole of the foot planted. You're going to raise your left arm, inhale. And then on the exhale, take the back of your left arm to the far outer edge of your knee. If you just get there, prayer hands is a good substitute. Or the full expression is to take that left hand down to the floor on the outside of the pinky toe. You take this variation, you would extend your top arm just like we did in the position before for 1, which would be lengthening towards the back edge of the mat. 2, creating length throughout your body. 3, length as the priority more so than the twist. 4, take 1 more. Finish the exhale. The inhale would bring you up. Exhale would turn you now to face the front of the mat. Square the hips, left knee is bent, and you just continue with an exhale to turn towards your left knee. It's now the right arm, you're helping to the far outer edge of that knee. And by all means, just repeating what you did on the other side for 1. Noticing if there's anything different on this side. 2. Notice how the twist is squeezing your lungs. 3. Inhale out into that resistance. 4, take one more. And then use an inhale to come up when you finished. And an exhale to step back into Samasthiti Tadasana. Turn to the right again and separate your feet with an inhale, the same space as you're working with before. And then on an exhale, take a forward bend and lower the hands to the floor just like you would with your down dog, shoulder distance apart. Take an inhale there. Then on the exhale, lower your head to the floor, press the hands into the floor, and walk your hands so that you got your wrist under your elbow for 1. You're pressing into the palm so it feels like your head is coming closer to the floor for 2. Like your head will eventually touch and be the 5th contact point one of these days for 3. Closer the head to the floor, the further the hands walk back between the feet. 4. Take one more. Then on your next inhale, you lift through the chest and chin. You exhale there. Inhale, you come into an upright position. And exhale once you get there. Your arms, inhale, lift parallel to the floor. Hands, exhale, grip the hips. They're going to stay here for this variation. Take an inhale. And then use the exhale and forward bend at the hip, head to the floor. Keeping the fingers in the creases of the groins. Thumbs at the back of the hips. For 1. Can you spread your toes so they no longer touch each other? 2, your legs with that slight inward rotation. 3, counteracting the external rotation that likes to pull our feet out to the sides. 4, lifting the arches of the feet, taking one more. And that next inhale would bring you all the way up in one lift, not in stages. Exhale once you're there. Arms, inhale, lift out to the side. Hands, exhale, behind the back for the first time. Interlace the fingers, straight arms. Take an inhale. Exhale, forward bend at the hip, head to the floor. And reach those hands away from the lower back. For 1, trying to literally breathe, inhale all the way up into the shoulders. 2, it's the exhales in which we can reach the hands further away from the body. 3, the inhale usually makes us feel the resistance in the shoulders. 4, it's the exhale that releases the resistance. Take one more. Then use an inhale and come all the way up in one lift. Exhale, you put your hands on the hips. You take an inhale with your hands there. And on the exhale, you forward bend at the hip and you grab your big toes when you can reach them. You take an inhale with your chest and your chin up. And then on the exhale, from there, you forward bend down the rest of the way. Like the first variation, 1, using the arms to help the head lower to the floor. 2, so you pull up on the big toes so the elbows move up in space. 3, really it's the shoulders that are moving up in space is what we're trying to keep. 4, so engage that muscle under the armpit that brings the shoulders towards the hips. Take one more. Then on your next inhale, lift through the chest and chin. Exhale there, release your toes. Inhale into an upright position. Exhale, turn to the front and step back, Samasthiti Tadasana. Now, before we move our feet, take our hands back into reverse prayer. So we turn the palms to the back. We invert, what helps us to take them one side to the other to invert the hands. Wiggle them up. Palms together, elbows back. Now, if this is a little much, a good substitute is to make 2 fists. Push the fists into each other like you would eventually press the palms into each other. Once your hands are set, another turn to the right and turn all the way around and face the back edge of the mat. It's going to be the same legs as we did with the twist of triangle. Square the hips, take an inhale. And from there, exhale, forward bend down the inside of the right leg. For 1, that's right, face the back. You got it. Parsvottanasana. 2, breathe into the area of the back where you feel the hands. 3, 4, taking 1 more. Then on your next inhale, you would come up. You exhale, you turn to the right, keep turning from the right all the way back to the front, square the hips, and then lower right back into the second side. For 1, anchor that back leg. 2, move as much of your body weight into the back heel. 3, as you keep the back heel heavy, reach your head to your left big toe. 4, taking 1 more. Then on your next inhale, come back up. Release the hands. Exhale back into Samasthiti Tadasana. First time now, we're going to do 3 things with the right leg before we do them with the same left leg. Balanced position, Utthita Hasta, Padangusthasana. So inhale, the variation would be to lift a bent leg and simply hold on to the knee. You can do the whole first 2 variations keeping it bent, or lift for the big toe, straighten out the right leg, and either keep the head up to the ceiling for 1, or bend your right elbow and fold forward for 2. Keeping the eyes open, obviously, to keep the drishti point, 3. Working through the standing leg, 4. Take 1 more. 5. Now inhale, reach the head up to the ceiling. Then on the exhale, open the right arm and right leg out to the side, but keep the hips square. And for 1, turn the gaze and look off the left side. 2, notice simply by changing that gazing point how it affects the balance. 3, notice how the balance then affects the breath. 4, notice how the breath affects then the awareness. Take 1 more. 5, now inhale, come back to the front with the gaze in the leg. Exhale, do a little forward bend down with your head. Then inhale, lift the head back up. And exhale, put both hands to the hips for 1. Keeping the right leg up and straight for 2. When the hip flexor cramps, just kind of wiggle the foot and work it out. 3, take 2 more. 4. And 5, exhale down. Now lean over to the right foot, focus the gaze. Raise the left arm. Inhale, raise up the left leg. 1, either stand tall, or 2, fold forward, bend the left elbow. 3, but press into the standing leg. 4, taking 1 more. Now on the inhale, stand back up. Exhale, open out into B variation. Left arm, left leg opens, hips stay square. 1, gaze slowly turns to the right. For 2, keeping the head up to the ceiling. 3, 4, taking 1 more. 5, inhale forward. Exhale, a little forward bend, head down towards the knee. Inhale back up. Exhale, hands to hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, last one. Exhale down. Now let's take a flow. Samasthiti, root into your legs. Inhale, lift up through the arms. Exhale, forward bend down the legs. Inhale, a little lift up and lengthen through chest and chin. Plant palms, exhale, step, jump back, lower down in space. Reset your foundation. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale, fold back at the hip. Utkatasana. So look forward to where you're going to step or jump. Bend the knees. Inhale, hop there. Land on the feet. Lower your hips. Lift through the arms. 1. Sit low enough to challenge your legs. 2. Lift and extend through the arms. Thumbs up, pinky fingers down. 3. Shoulders down from the earlobes. 4. Taking one more. Then as you exhale, squat down to the floor. Low squat position, knees out to the side. Inhale, put your knees up to the backs of your arms. All the weight that's in your feet, slowly lean forward into the hands. Move the head forward. Lift up your bum. And then when the toes get light, inhale, lift those 10 toes up for 1. Or maybe you leave 1 or 2 toes there for balance, 2. Can you breathe even slower? 3. By all means, you got to jump out, take a flow anytime. 4, take one more if you have. 5, you jump back to chaturanga. You move through the flow, keeping the connection in the flow. When you get to down dog, we enter our final 2 standing positions. Your left foot turns at 45. Right foot, inhale, steps straight forward into that lunging position. You come up, raising the arms, lifting the chin. Maybe you can even bring your hands together for 1. Pressing equally into both feet to square your hips for 2. Squaring the hips with a neutral pelvis for 3. A neutral pelvis with a descending tailbone for 4. Taking one more. Then on that next inhale, you would come up, turn to the left side for the first time, and keep turning from the left all the way around and face the back edge of the mat for 1. Now bend your left knee. 2, make sure the back foot is turned in towards you for 3, so you can square the hips. 4, taking one more. And 5. Now as you exhale this time, open your back foot to the side of the mat. Stay in the left side. And take the arms to the length of the mat for 1. Reach the hands away from each other. 2. Keep searching and finding that neutral pelvis for 3. Just when you think you have it, look for it some more. 4. One more. And then it would be an inhale to come up. You switch your left foot, then you switch the front right foot. The exhale takes the right side. 5. Last side, last standing pose. 4. 3. Everything will be done on the floor after this. In 2. 1. Use your next exhale to go down to plank, low plank, and you know what to do from there. Link your breath and your movement together. From downward facing dog, inhale, jump into a seated position this time. And exhale, straighten out your legs. And we take a seated variation of Samasthiti called Dandasana. So put the hands to the floor right below the shoulders. You're sitting upright. Head is up to the ceiling. You lower your chin halfway down to your chest. If you look down off the tip of your nose, you're looking towards your navel. And we're now using the back of the thigh as the sensation to engage the leg. So we can't press into the soles of the feet. We press into the quad and we feel the back of the thigh press into the mat. So keeping that action in your leg, now inhale, reach forward for those big toes, Paschimottanasana. And then exhale, forward bend at the hip, extend your spine forward, and pull back on your big toes for 1. But the action in the feet would resist it as if you're still standing on the soles of the feet for 2. The hamstring, the back of the thigh, is still actively anchored into your mat. 3. Keeping that connection to thigh. 4. 1 more. Now you can stay right where you are for the second set, or inhale, come up a few inches. Exhale there. Inhale, grab the outside of the feet or go around the feet, interlace the fingers, hold the opposite wrist, whatever is good for you. Exhale, right back in. Second set. 1. All about the breath. 2. Feeling, noticing sensations. 3. 4. Taking 1 more. And then we link all this with seated vinyasas. 5. Next inhale, come back up to Dandasana, and exhale, cross your legs. The inhale, cross your legs and lift up your bum, one way or the other, and then exhale, reset, so you can step back to plank and chaturanga. That's breath 1. Inhale your upward facing dog. Exhale your downward facing dog. That's breath 2. Inhale, jump back to seated position, and exhale, return to straight legs, Dandasana, breath number 3. Now from there, lean back this time at 45 degrees and put your hands directly below the shoulders and point your toes towards the front of the mat. Then inhale, press into the feet and the palms and lift the front body up in space for 1. When you can't lift any higher, lift the chin away from your collarbones for 2. And when you can't lift any higher, start to micro bend the elbows for 3. And play around with that action of lifting the chest but bending the elbows for 4. Take 1 more, and you lower down as you exhale. You cross your legs. Inhale, you lift up what you can in your hips, and exhale, you step, jump, float back, and you take a flow. The pace is that which you move with your breath, moving and breathing all the way through the vinyasa, coming back into a seated position with straight legs. 1 variation, and then 1 step deeper. So we're going to take the right leg in at a bent position. You're going to take your lower leg bone into the crease of your elbows. Make your hands a prayer position, or very, very similar, you can hug the arch of the foot with 1 elbow. You can hug your knee with your opposite and interlace your fingers. In this position, we're already, say, at 2. You can stay upright or even start to lean forward a bit for 3. This being the variation for the half lotus that will be soon to come in 4. Taking 1 more. Option, if you're good, you'd simply stay where you are, or if you choose to go 1 step deeper, you're taking your right foot, the outer edge of the foot to the crease of your left groin, and the right knee is descending down so it comes in contact with the floor. We take just the right arm, we reach it around the back, and we reach for that right big toe, like we're gonna hook onto the big toe and form a bind. Front hand reaches for the front foot, left hand, left foot. When ready, inhale, and then take a forward bend as you exhale. For 1, either variation, you listen to that right knee, no pinching, no pain. 2, when we target the rotation at the hip, it's quite natural for the other joints to take some of the rotation. 3, listen and respect what your body can do today. 4, taking 1 more. 5, now on the inhale, you come back up. On the exhale, return to Dandasana, and let's go on to the other side. Next inhale, we start to lift up our left leg, bend at the knee. Remember, we'll start with a 5 count with the variation before potentially we take it to half lotus. 1. You can sit up or slightly bend at the hip and lean forward. 2, that front leg that's straight and active, toes pointing to the ceiling. 3, all the same action when it's a straight leg. Thigh active, so the back of the thigh is grounded. 4, taking 1 more. And if it's appropriate for you, the second count of 5, that left leg moving into Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. Counting down. 5. Focus on the breath, not whether you can get your body into the picture of the pose. 4. 3. 2. Take 1 more. And then we move, but keep that pace of your breath. Next inhale, you would come up. Exhale, you'd release to get ready for the flow with legs crossed. The inhale would lift the hips. Exhale would take you back in space. Keep the same pace. Whether you're sitting still, whether you're moving, it's a better breath. Moving with awareness, moving with consciousness, all the way back to seated position, back to Dandasana. Now we're going to bend the right knee. We're going to take the right foot to the outside of the right hip and point the right toes to the wall behind us. So we have the top of the foot on the floor, and we draw the right knee in so it's pointing straight forward, just like the left leg. Inhale, bring the hands forward, either to the floor or to the foot. And then exhale, you forward bend at the hip, like all forward bends. And extend the rib cage over the 2 thighs for 1. The 2 thighs that have that inward rotation for 2. It's a tendency to kind of lean a bit over to the left. So use that left hand, left arm to kind of push you back into the center for 3. 4, taking 1 more. On that next inhale, come up, and you can lean over to the left side. To exhale, release the right leg out. Return to Dandasana. Now lean way over to the right side so that when you fold back your left leg, there's no strain on the knee whatsoever. And then exhale, bringing the hands forward to the floor or to the foot, or both hands to the foot. 1. Taringai Mukhe Kaipada Paschimottanasana. 2. Being involved in the sensation of breath. 3. 4. After which we take in flow. 5. It's next inhale to come up. Release your leg, exhale. Cross legs, inhale to come up. Exhale, moving back into your vinyasa flow. The flow is a little much, just step back to down dog. Take a breath or 2 there and step back to a seated position. Janu Shirshasana, so come from seated position, straight legs. Bend at the right knee again, bring the right knee down to the floor and the sole of the foot to the inside of your left femur. Inhale, bring your 2 hands towards the front foot, so a little bit of a twist moving towards the left knee, inhale. And then extending over the straight leg, exhale. 1. Think of the length over the left leg coming from the action of your right leg. 2, so make your right leg as heavy as you can on the floor. 3, and as you press down into the right leg, feel that's what's giving you the extension over the left leg. 4, take in one more. Then on that next inhale, come up. Exhale, release to Dandasana. Left foot, you inhale, making a mirror image of what you were just doing on the right side. And exhale, hands forward, chest forward, head forward. 1. 2. 3. 4, take in one more. And then you know what to do. Link your breath with the movement to take the flow. Move at your pace. Every motion that goes up is an inhale. And motions going down with the head are usually the exhale, so you can't get it wrong. Marichyasana. A little bit deeper into the hips for these next pair. Hop through, straight legs. Again, bend at the right knee, but this time put the right foot on the floor, heel to the sit bone. You're going to reach up your right arm, reach it forward, get in front of the right shin, bend at the elbow, wrap around through the back of the body, and hold the hands together. If you can't get your hands together, maybe hold a strap or a sock or something that's available to you. As you squeeze the right leg for 1, lean forward, press into your right foot, and take the forward bend for 2. As your right leg is doing a one-legged squat for 3. 2 legs doing 2 different things. 4, taking 1 more. Next inhale would bring you up. Exhale would release it out. Inhale would plant your left foot and raise the left arm. Exhale wraps the leg. Inhale creates length from navel through chest through chin. Exhale folds you forward in space for 1. 2. 3. 4. 1 more. 5. You know what to do. Link your breath and your movement. Move with your own pace through the vinyasa. A lift, a jump, a move, some flow, little flow, more flow. It's up to you. Just move the body. We move to keep the heat in the body, to reset the spine. Now we're going to do the same legs, pretty much the same thing, but done as a twist. So we're going to switch the arms, jump through. Inhale, plant the right foot like you did before. And this time, turn and put the right hand behind you. This time, inhale, reach the left arm up. And then exhale, take it around the outside of the knee. And either keep the hand up, or maybe take the hand down underneath the outer edge of the foot, or the full bind is to go all the way around and hold the hands together at the back of the body, which would be the left hip. For 1, sit up nice and tall. 2, the gaze is back off the back shoulder. 3, the foundation, those 2 sit bones equally on the floor. 4, taking 1 more. And the vinyasa is how we come out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, Dandasana. Left foot, inhale. Left hand behind you, exhale. Right arm inhales to the outside of the knee. And exhale takes what is appropriate for you as the bind. 1. 2. 3, 4, one more. And then follow your breath to come out to Dandasana, and follow your breath from Dandasana through the Vinyasa. Slow, gracious movements with awareness. We're going to combine two poses we've already done. Jump through to seated, another twist. Now you're going to lean over into the right hand, and we're going to close the left knee and put the top of the left foot on the floor with the left toes pointing to the wall behind us. Now we're going to take the right leg into one of two positions. You're either just going to bring your right heel into your groin with the right knee out on the floor, Janu Shirshasana variation. Or you're going to take your right leg into half lotus. Very, very similar, knee still on the ground, but the foot up in the crease of the groin. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your right hand around the back, and the right hand is going to reach for the right foot. If it's available to you, hook onto it. If it's not, it's reaching for it. The available left hand comes over to the right side, to the outside of that right knee, and it's the action of your two arms that is turning your upper body to the right side. For that count of 5. 4, sitting nice and tall. 3, 2, your next inhale takes the gaze forward. Exhale would take the right leg out first, left leg out second. Then would take the right leg in first into Varasana, and then start to point your left knee over to the left side. Heel to groin or foot up into half lotus to crease the groin. It would be the left hand going around the back over towards the right hip, reaching for that left foot, and the available right arm coming to the far outside of your left knee. 1, gazing back. Other way, my friend. 2. You got it. 3. 4, take one more. And you know what to do after this, take a flow. 5, inhale. You can even jump out of this position. Just put the hands in front, step back to plank, or do it as normal. Cross your legs. Either way, it's some movement, more movement, less movement. Back to seated position. Navasana, boat pose, 3 sets of 5. So jump through to seated. Exhale to Dandasana. Inhale, lean the spine back, and exhale, lift up the legs and the arms for 1. Lift whatever you feel is dropping. 2. Count is a little quicker. 3, 4, 5. Do that little lift. Bring the legs as close as you can in. Inhale, bum up and bum down, and then extend through the arms and legs. 1. Second set. 2, 3, 4. Take one more. 5. Draw the legs in. Inhale, up, down, just a little lift. Third set. 5, 4, 3, lift. Lift some more. Last one. Cross the legs. Inhale, hips up. Exhale, jump the feet back, take a flow, and stop just momentarily when you get up to your down dog. This is the only position that we are going to come to the feet to get into the next position. So you're going to look at your hands. Inhale, jump your feet to the outside where your pinky fingers are. And then what you want to do is take one hand on the floor behind one heel. So on the inside of the leg behind the heel. Then do that with your other. And then you want to lean back, lower your bum, and try to get the weight into the hands and start to wiggle the feet towards each other. Wiggle them in, wiggle them in. Maybe you can bring them together. Maybe you can lift them up and then hook them at the ankles. So now you're just on your arms for 1. Legs squeezing around the arms for 2. Elbows, shoulders pushing out, resisting that grip for 3. 4, we're going to use crow to get out of this. In 5, you can take the legs out straight or just bring the hands back to the front. And we did crow already, bakasana. Get the knees closer to the shoulders than the elbows. Lean forward. Bring the weight out of the feet. It's a count of 5 or whatever is good for you, which could be now if you want. Step jump out anytime. Let me count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After this flow, return to a seated position. Now, if you have it at home, a strap, you're going to take a strap and you're going to put it on the floor just behind where your hips are. And you'll see why once I get you into this next position. So, Karmasana, you're going to bend at the knee, put the feet on the floor, and then open the feet out so they're on the edges of the mat. Now do a little forward bend, like you bring your elbows onto the ground at the front. So in this forward bend, now get the shoulder underneath the back of the knee. Put the palm out on the floor by straightening the arm and angle the arm more back in space versus forward in space. Don't worry about the belt just yet. It's going to come in the second variation. So when you can't get any deeper under your legs, lower the head to the mat and then extend the legs forward like you're straightening your legs. But keep the feet on the mat because the further wide they go, that means your legs are now sliding down the arms. And if they keep sliding down the arm, they're going to be pressing onto your hinge of your elbow joint, which is not going to be too much good. 1. Everything we've done in this practice so far is building to this position. 2, extending through the legs like you're going to lift the heels. 3, breathing throughout the back into your turtle shell. 4, take 1 more. Then on that next inhale, what you do is you flip the palm so it faces the ceiling above, bend at the elbow, and bring your hands up into the area of your lower back. And here is where the belt will come in super handy. So maybe you grab the belt with one hand, grab the belt with the other, and pull the belt up just above where your pants would be, and then start to walk the hands together on the belt. So in an ideal world, we're bringing the hands together, and then we're going to wiggle the feet together. So they come together at the top of the head, soles of the feet together, maybe palms together. Maybe. Count of 5. 4. 3. 1 foot up. No, you okay? 2, going to take a flow. And 1. And the exit from this position is the same exit as we did before in Bhuja Pindasana, which could be just you pulling your arms out, doing a regular flow, or straight legs, Titi Basana, bent legs, Bakasana, and jumping back to flow. Do what is appropriate for you. Baddha Konasana, A and B variation. Bring the soles of the feet together, heels towards the groin. Hands can take the lower leg bones, ankles, or arches of the feet. Inhale, create Samasthiti Tadasana from the hips up. And on the A variation, if you can, you exhale, you fold forward at the hip, but nothing changes in your upper body. We do it twice, so the second set, we're gonna round the upper spine. Second set, we're gonna take the elbows out and bring the shoulders in. We're gonna round that thoracic spine. So in this variation, can you fold forward with your heart leading the way? Literally not the organ actually, but the front of the chest, so that the front of your chest is in front of your biceps. Your shoulder blades at the back of the body are moving towards each other, so the chest is wide and open, the clavicles wide and open. Everything is wide and open as you breathe, opening those groins. Another count of 3. Great position to do a longer hold. 2. Take 1 more. And on your next inhale, sit up as tall as you can. Now the second set, exhale, bring your chin down to your chest, and then lower the forehead down vertebra by vertebra, so you're gonna bring your forehead to your big toes. 1. Now draw the shoulders in so the front of the chest just got smaller. 2. So at the expense of that, the back just widened by spreading the shoulder blades. For 3. It's not the navel coming forward this time. The navel is moving back in space. The head is coming down in space. 4, take 1 more. Then on that next inhale, take a flow. So come all the way up, lifting, inhale, crossing your legs with the exhale, planting your hands. Inhale, lifting your hips, and moving with breath through the flow. After this flow, you're gonna hop through and lie down on your back for the first time. 3 back bends, the beginning of our closing sequence. So you're gonna bend at the knee, separate your feet, hip distance apart. It's much better to have an extra inch than too little of an inch. The heels are close enough that if you reach for them, you can touch them with the tip of the finger. They don't need to be any closer. And this action in your feet and legs is helping you to now find that neutral pelvis, but on your back. Now we're gonna do 3 of these. The variation is keep the hands at the hips. Once we lift the hips, we will join the palm underneath it. Or full Urdhva Dhanurasana, you would have your hands up on the floor above your 2 shoulders. Variation, and I'll take you through Urdhva on the second set. So from here, press down into the feet. Inhale, lift your frontal hip bones up to the height of the knees, and then wiggle your arms under the rib cage, interlace the fingers and join the palms. For 1, press into the feet so that your chest is lifting to your chin. For 2, notice how you press into the feet, the knees like to separate, so squeeze a block between them. For 3, absolutely. 3.5. 4, squeeze. There we go. 5, come down and rest for a count of 5. No flow in between, just a little break. 4. But don't get too comfy on me, a little bit more work to do yet. 3. Reset the foundation, ready to go in 2. 1, that next inhale starts to lift us up in space. I count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. And lower as you finish your exhale. One more to go. In 3, in 2, so recreate the foundation, hands and feet, finding neutral pelvis. 1, ready to go. Press down into the hard floor. Inhale to come up, keeping the foundation. Reset the arms and shoulders. Next inhale, lift up off the head. 5, 4, 3, almost there. 2, 1, coming down, exhale. Now take a flow. So roll over to the right side. Inhale, come up to seated. Cross your legs. You know what to do from there. Start to move with your breath through a flow. Some flow, little flow, no flow. Return to a seated position with straight legs. And we take a lighter variation of Paschimottanasana. Lighter, meaning you could bend the knees and take your lower arm bones underneath the backs of your knees and just gently lower the head down. Or a little bit more active, could just have the legs straight, actively engaged, and the hands anywhere along the ankles, feet, big toes, around. It's up to you. Just do it lighter for 1. Come fully back into the connection to breath for 2. I'm going to do a 10 count. 3, the organic effect is to lower the blood pressure. So what you would feel is your breathing rate getting slower the longer we stay here. For 4, really that effect is getting us ready for Shavasana, which will come after we do the inversion. For 4, calming the inner body through calming the breath. 5, 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. You take your last flow of your practice. After this flow, we're going to use the wall. So it would help if you took your mat against the wall. It can be done if you don't have access to a wall. Viparani Karani, you're going to lie on your back with the back of your hips and your legs resting against the wall. You could, in this position, slide a block underneath the hips so the hips are lifted a little higher than the shoulders. Or if no wall, you could just do this out in the center of the room like you're practicing right now, with the legs up. You can even use a belt, wrap it around the feet so the belt just holds the legs in the air. Either way, your legs are higher than your heart, inverting the body. And we hold it for 3 minutes to really absorb its organic effect. 1 minute down, 2 to go. "90 seconds down, 90 to go." Last minute. "30 seconds." Exhale. So wherever you find yourself, come to a seated, cross-legged, half lotus or full lotus position. Three cross-legged positions. First one is bound variation. So you take your arms around the back, hold the outside of the elbows or the big toes, and exhale, fold forward as if you're going to lower your forehead or your chin to the floor at front. I'm going to count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Your next inhale sits you up nice and tall. You form a mudra with your first finger and thumb. Take the hands to the front of your knees. Lower your chin halfway to your chest for a slower count of 10. Slowest breaths of your practice. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One last lift. And it'll be the quickest 10 count of your whole practice. So plant the hands below the shoulders and either go up and down or inhale and lift and stay up. 10, 9, 8, make sure you breathe. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, good work. Lie down on your back. Unless you need one more flow, take your rest. Shavasana. Meditation on your back. Inhale, coming back into a deeper breath. Back into that state of awareness. And then waking up your body by slowly moving it, up your arms, up your legs. Then curl up into a little ball on your right side, fetal position. And then help yourself up, cross your legs. Join your hands. Om, inhale. Om. Have a great day, folks. Thanks for practicing with us. Thank you so much. Namaste.